Okay. Okay.
Oh.
Chris, do you want to go get some alcohol real quick while Sky talks about it?
Oh.
I
don't know.
I'm
I don't
empty.
know. I don't. As I said earlier, I don't know how much I can speak on this game because when the Broncos went up 21-3 and Chris was pumping the Broncos in the Discord, I thought this game, I stopped paying attention.
I wasn't
Assuming the Broncos won by 100.
Let's put it in perspective. Pumping the Broncos in the Discord was like it was one of those. No, it wasn't a mistake. It was something that I haven't been able to do recently. And the fact that here's the thing. When I was in the Discord and I was saying, man, I've never seen anything like this because this is as far as since we've had Russell Wilson and since Peyton Manning has left, we haven't done really much of anything. And I was thinking to myself, I was right to be excited about a pass that went longer than 20 yards in this game. I was right to be excited about the fact that we were stretching the field and moving the ball and scoring 21 points before the half.
You absolutely were right.
I was right to be excited because we haven't had that in Denver.
When did that occur?
That happened in the first half.
Oh, okay.
Now, that being said, I mean, I'll go back and I'll make the same Discord. In retrospect, I would say the same thing. Now, then the second half started, and you're like, did I just exit out of the Twilight Zone? Was I in the Twilight Zone for the first half? And all of a sudden now, like, Bizarro Russ is gone, and now I'm back to shit Russ that's like in reality of what we have here. Shout out to Bizarro Superman and regular Superman if you ever watched those comics and cartoons. This game is exactly the epitome of a Broncos fan since Peyton Manning's left. They tease you. They get you excited with some big plays, maybe some things that you might not have expected. You're like, you go into a game thinking, I don't have any expectations. And then they score the way they did this game. And then you're like, wow, they might have changed things around. They might have a chance. They might have, against a bad team, they might be relevant. And you're thinking to yourself, yes, this is the turning point. This is it. And then the second half comes and they just snatch away all your hopes and dreams. If you guys, you know the Encanto, that Waiting on a Miracle song in Encanto. Scotty, you know that song.
I do. I have
Waiting on a miracle, a miracle. I've been patient and steadfast and steady. That's me as a Broncos fan, and then just still getting disappointed with because we don't have a miracle.
You got the miracle,
and I said that I was singing that song to my family because my daughter was watching the game with me, and my wife was watching the game with me, and we were like, I'm waiting on a miracle. And at the end of this game, we got a miracle where Russ threw the ball. I didn't know he could throw this far. How far was that official throw, Scotty? What was the official number? I mean,
officially it was 50 yards.
50 yards, not far at all.
Which still was short of the goal line. It bounced around into the end zone.
It was like 5 yards short. No, the air yardage on it was about 50.
Yeah, and it bounced into the end zone.
He was getting pressured at the time.
And I lost my mind, and I freaked out, and I was like, "This is the miracle. This is the miracle we're waiting on." And then I came back down to earth for the 2-point conversion. I was like, we're going to choke this away. We're going to get my excitement up, and I'm going to get this choked away from me, and I'm going to be back to where I am always as a Broncos fan, where I get teased into this false sense of security that we might be maybe decent, maybe at best decent, and win a game. And it was snatched away.
Pull you back in.
Snatched away. Another one gets just taken away from me. And I'm like, this is the same old team. We find ways to lose games against bad teams. And here we are again. And I just don't have any hope. I don't even know what to believe anymore. I don't know if Russ is good or bad. He had some really nice shots in the first half to Mims to get stretch the field a little bit, dropped it into the basket. It was fine. I liked it, and I was shocked that those were happening at a decent rate. But I was like, maybe we can stretch the field. Then the second half comes around, that doesn't happen anymore, and I'm like, what do we change? What went wrong? The offensive line wasn't exactly the greatest, and Russ is running for his life. And is he holding onto the ball a little bit too long in some of these situations? Sure. Is he the guy? I don't know at this point. Like, we know that he could throw the ball more than 50 yards because he did it at the end of the game, and he did it to Mims a couple times in the first half. So why aren't we drawing these plays up more? I'm so confused. I don't know what to think. These are my frustrations. I'm getting it out as a therapy session here right now, and this is where I'm at, Scotty.
Chris, I know how this goes. It's almost the vice versa of last year, though. Like, the defense carried the day.
Defense was a liability today.
They kept them close, and then it was just like, oh, we keep losing these close games, but we're right there. Tomorrow, the radio stations in Denver will be like, Denver's dog shit, this and that. And then the next day they'll be like, oh, but we had Russ finally cooking. We were good in the first half. There are promising signs. I know that's where it's headed. That's where it's headed in Denver. And that's fine. That's fine. You need hope because you haven't been good in a long time. But the reality is, you had 2 home games to start your season against the Raiders and the Commanders, and you're 0-2. And you're 0-2 against
home.
2 bottom 10 teams. 2 bottom 10 teams likely in the NFL, or borderline that, at home to start your season, and you're 0-2. And frankly, like 35-33, that was a miracle at the end of the game.
Miracle.
People complained about the 2-point conversion, that there were pass interference, but like, they're ignoring the fact that at one point through this game, the Washington Commanders, through a stretch of the game, outscored the Broncos 32-3. The Commanders should never outscore a team through a stretch of any game ever 32-3. No. They did that against the Broncos today in Denver in a game like so. And now people are like, the Denver should just shit the bed for Caleb Williams. That's not going to happen. Sean Payton's not going to allow that. So they're in a tough spot moving forward. 0-2. Did Russ look better today? I think he did. Like, but he got sacked 7 times. And some of that's the offensive line, and a lot of that is Russ. He can't get sacked 7 times. And one of those he like had a weird fumble on.
He panics too quick, man. He panics too like if he doesn't see his first progression, he starts seeing ghosts and he tucks the ball and he just like gets into this like position of like trying to like get out of it and maybe scramble. And I'm like, bro, like he's not it's just he sees ghosts out there and he knows that this is yeah, I'm singing Encanto. Yes, I'm waiting on a miracle.